So we made a big change in our lives. We moved from the city of San Diego all the way up to North County, San Diego, up to Encinitas. It's officially been just over a year, and I want to give you my honest opinion, what it's been like and what we wish we knew before moving here. My name is Dan Parker with the Best Life Home Team, your San Diego real estate resource, and I'm curious, do you currently live in a coastal region of San Diego, or would you like to? Is that one of your goals? Let us know in the comments below. I'm always trying to find out if these videos are even helpful for you guys or not. And if you aren't very familiar with Encinitas or where it's located in San Diego, you basically go all the way to the northernmost coastal community is going to be Oceanside, then you have Carlsbad, and then you have Encinitas. So it is fairly far into North County. You also have Solana Beach on the south, and kind of the southeast wraps around to Rancho Santa Fe, which is the most expensive community in all of San Diego. And whether you're moving to San Diego or you're local, you might also get confused. You can hear of Leucadia, you can hear of Cardiff by the Sea, you can hear of Encinitas, you can hear of Olivenhain. Now, these are all different sections of Encinitas, so they aren't their own cities. They're all a part of Encinitas, which is the city of Encinitas. So if you didn't know, now you know. So when I started putting together this list, the thought was I have this big list of negatives about living in Encinitas. And the reality is there are a heck of a lot more positives than there are negatives. However, this first negative is the big one. It's the main reason why most people don't live here in Encinitas, and you probably already even guessed what it is. It's expensive. It doesn't matter if you're looking to buy or rent a house. Throughout all the coastal regions in San Diego, there are some very expensive ones. There are ones that are more expensive than Encinitas, but Encinitas is pretty near the top of that list. So let's use three of the examples I was just talking about. You have Oceanside, you have Carlsbad, and then you have Encinitas. Encinitas, the median home is $1,650,000. Carlsbad is 20% cheaper at $1,308,000 for the median price home, and Oceanside is more than 50% more affordable than Encinitas, where the median price home is around $740,000. So keep in mind, that's just the median home, and it's not taking a lot of things into account, right? Like whether it's a condo or a townhome or a single family home, and how close it is to the ocean and how close it is to the freeway. There are a lot of factors that go into this. It starts to give you some insight as far as how expensive Encinitas really is. And the second factor, and this goes into part of the expense, is there aren't a lot of housing options, whether you're looking to buy or rent. So for example, last month there were 27 homes sold in all of Encinitas. Both Carlsbad and Oceanside were closer to 100 homes each. So you're talking about 25%. 75% fewer homes available at any one point in time. And of course, a big factor in pricing comes down to supply and demand. There's a huge demand for people wanting to live here, not a lot of supply. The third thing I wish I knew is the proximity to downtown San Diego. Now, before moving to North County, the fear is, dang, we're gonna be so far away from our friends. We're gonna be far away from going to downtown, to North Park, to Little Italy, doing these things that we really like to do in the city of San Diego. But the reality is it's actually not quite as bad as I was expecting. It's about 30 minutes when you get on the freeway in Encinitas to get to downtown San Diego. Now, of course, if there's traffic, that's always gonna change things, but it's really not as far as I thought that it would be. It's also a little bit closer to Orange County. So if you ever have a reason or desire to go to Orange County or Los Angeles, you're gonna be 30 minutes closer, and that's not too bad. And next up is parking isn't quite as bad as I thought that it was gonna be either. Now, sure, heat of summer, trying to get a parking spot right next to the beach is not gonna be easy, but if you avoid the main touristy beach locations like Moonlight Beach on the busiest days of summer and go to one of these smaller access points, you're gonna find a lot more availability, a lot more options. You might still have to drive around a little bit. Look, it's not super easy and convenient, but I think it is better than some of the other beach communities like La Jolla, Pacific Beach, Ocean Beach. I think it is actually a little bit better here in Encinitas, especially if you have an e-bike or a golf cart to utilize. And this is gonna be the next thing that I wish I knew. I wish we had ordered an e-bike before we even made the move up here so we were ready to go. Now, first of all, it's gonna help a lot with parking, of course. It's gonna make it very easy for you to get to the places that you need to be, even when there's a lot of congestion and a lot of traffic. Makes it a lot easier to get around. Number two, it's really a lot of fun. It's fun on nice days here in San Diego, which we have a lot of them, to ride up and down the coast, to go to different places, to explore this region in a more intimate way than you would in a car. And third, it actually brings you to places that you can't really get to in a car. I mean, you can, but there are always challenges involved. Places like the camp store in Carlsbad, one of our favorite places to go, but it's in a campsite, so you actually have to get access to the front. You have to pay for parking and all these different things. If you have a bike, you can go there all the time, check out the cool bands, the amazing view, and have a beer right on the coast. It's amazing. And number 6 and 7 are two sides of the same coin, which is the coaster or the train here in San Diego. Now, number one, the coaster is extremely convenient. If you ever want to get to downtown San Diego, if you want to go to a Padres game, if you want to go down to Little Italy, if you want to go to different areas. The other weekend, we just went up to Oceanside for the day for my wife Stephanie's birthday. We went and hung out all day long. We took the coaster up and it was awesome. It's so convenient. It's extremely clean. It's very well maintained. They do a good job of staying on schedule. It's not too expensive. I highly recommend, if you have an opportunity to live next to the coaster, that you take advantage of it. And if you ever need to go to Orange County or Los Angeles, you can also take the coaster up to Oceanside. And then from there, you could take the Amtrak up to Orange County, up to Los Angeles. So there are some other access points there as well. Now, I do wish the coaster went other places as well, like the airport. It kind of stinks it doesn't go to the airport. That's one of the places. It'd be so convenient if we could take that train, that coaster down to the airport. But right now, there's just not really a lot of access as far as the airport goes. But the real negative about the train, which is coming down to my next point, is how dang loud it is. Now, I've talked about this before on some of my videos. It's one of those things you kind of need to experience. Or hey, you know what, Jeremy? Show us how loud the coaster is. I mean, this thing is crazy. And the main thing to know is if you want to live and have the capability of living very close to the coast, you're also going to be close to the train. Pay attention to how close you are to that train tracks and actually spend some time down in that area and see just how loud the train is. Or if you can, get some triple pane windows because you're gonna need them. And number 8 on this list is just how much I enjoy North County. You feel a lot more like a local. It feels a little bit less touristy. There's something really special about living in North County. Yeah, it feels a little bit more suburban. The fear was that there wasn't going to be anything to do. Like we were just going to be bored. But we have all the stores that we need. There are a ton of shopping centers. We have our Costco. We have our Trader Joe's. We even have a bunch of little local markets. We have a farmer's market here. The most walkable parts in San Diego are going to be the coastal regions. So between Encinitas, Leucadia, Cardiff by the Sea, going up to Carlsbad, going up to Oceanside, going down to Solana Beach, you have close proximity to all this stuff. So our need and want to drive down to the city of San Diego is minimized because we have everything that we need up here. It's also an added bonus for us specifically because our family lives in Orange County. So we are 30 minutes closer to going up and seeing our family. It just makes the holidays a little bit easier. And number 9 is, look, I'm going to get a little bit personal on this one. Just realizing how important quality of life is to me and to my wife, Stephanie, and to our family. We sold our home that was a decent sized house with a nice big backyard. We had a big garage, we had chickens, we had all these things, but they were kind of just weighing us down. And the reality is we were going to the beach maybe a handful of times every single year. Now we prioritize the quality of life. We downsize. We don't have a garage right now because that's what we had to sacrifice. And I say this all the time because I work with people moving to San Diego that the reality is it pretty much doesn't matter what kind of budget you have. Whether you have a $500,000 budget for a home or a $5 million budget for a home, you're going to be sacrificing one thing or the other to live where you want to live. You're not going to get the house that you would get in Arizona or Texas or, a lot of the other places that people are coming from. But the main thing is, if you can increase the quality of your life and prioritize the quality of your life in proximity to all the things that you want to do, then for a lot of people, that's going to be worth it. And that's why so many people move here. That's why it is so dang expensive to live here, is because that's exactly what people are doing. And all those things they probably are double for Encinitas. Anytime you live closer to the coast, it's going to be more expensive than other parts of San Diego. And then living in one of the more affluent coastal communities like Encinitas, it's going to be more expensive. So you need to understand and realize what you're actually getting out of that and whether that's worth it for you or not. For us, we want to really live our best life. And I think that's probably why you're here watching this video too. Now, although this is number 10, it probably should be at the top of this list. Encinitas has a locals friendly surfer vibe feel that you just don't get in all the other coastal regions of San Diego. Now, every coastal community has a different feel. The one that you get up here is, yes, it is affluent, it is expensive, but you typically don't get a lot of the attitudes that you associate with that. It's a lot of surfer professionals that are very laid back. And that is exactly our people, exactly what we love about living here in Encinitas. Now, we did a full video breakdown about what it's like living here in Encinitas, which you can check out right here. In fact, we've done for all the coastal communities. So if you're looking to move to any of these areas, check our catalog. And if you're ever looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, check us out. Our team would love to help. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.